Alrighty, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody, wherever you're tuning in from. We are here for IEC NASCAR Cup Series, round 6 here at Road America. Well, before we get into the qualifying action, I lost a bet. Gen 3 LS, welcome in. I lost a bet, so at the conclusion of I think at the conclusion of Eagle Rock about two weeks ago, I was talking crazy in the IEC Discord, and I said, look, if Boiled Bird 88 finishes a race without DNFing, I will shave my head. And what would you know? The week that my computer completely, craps the bed, he finishes the race without DNFing. So, we're going to get to some qualifying action, and then, we'll get the shaved head cam rocking and rolling here. So, without further ado, we're loading into some qualifying action, and away we go. We have a bit of a smaller grid this go around, however. Should have kept your mouth shut then? Yeah, no. I gotta honor the bet. I gotta honor it. We're gonna get some qualifying action here on board right now with VER Dwarf. Also in the lobby is EVR Rewar, HYR Knight, EVR Walshy, King Cameron 1607, EVR Blue Streak, AMS Razor, Toaster Lord, Big Block, oh my goodness, 440, 4960, That Druce, Exotic Forza, and Z28 Racer 432 as we take to the full Road America layout this week. We'll say I have quite a few laps at Road America, and it is quite a bit of fun to drive here. As my something is just going nuts. So epilepsy warning, of course, as our shaders are all freaking out here. We do have 4 laps of qualifying. And we will see how well things will go here. So, VR Dwarf's still leading the charge in quali. Of course, this first lap will not count, as everyone is getting up to speed. But go ahead and pull this little map up here. And through comes the majority of the field here to go ahead and start their first flying laps. Go ahead and look quickly through the livery submission to see if there's any changes for this week. It looks like EVR Walshy is rocking a Finding Nemo livery. So let's just go ahead and quickly take a look at this. Wow. That is an impressive livery to say the least. My goodness. Alrighty. Let's see. Toaster Lord is running. What in the heck is going on? Toaster Lord's running a Red Bull livery, so let's go ahead and take a look at that. Yeah, I don't know what is going on. That is also popping up on my game. So a little Red Bull livery from Toaster Lord. Nice little yeah, that looks clean. Okay. See what other livery changes we have for this week. Don't see any more changes for this week anyway. So we're gonna go back on with VR Dwarf to see what lap time he lays down here. It'll be a 2:02.236. It's an absolutely blistering lap time around here. Walshy in the Finding Nemo number 2. The 2:03.359. Blue Streak with a 2:03.572. Oh, I skipped over Razor. Razor with a 2:03.129. Walshy with a 2:03.359. Blue Streak with a 2:03.572. Big Block 440 with a 2:04.9. HYR Knight with a 2:07.195, dirtied their last flying lap. EVR Reward dirtying a 2:03.779. That would have put them pretty far up the grid. Toaster Lord with a still a 2:07.555. That Druce with a dirty 2:04.759. King Cameron with a dirty 2:05.307. Exotic Forza with a 2:06.264 that was dirtied. And Z28 Racer with a 2:09.251. We're gonna ride along with EVR Walshy for a little bit as he's following his teammate here in the in a Dutch Boy Menards themed livery there. And we already have a disconnect? No? Okay. Nobody seems to have disconnected anyway. Rewar punching up with a 2:03.019. Dwarf dirtying his last lap. And there's Razor clapping back with a 2:02.379. Only a 10th off of VR Dwarf. HYR Knight with a 2:03.130. Walshy running pretty consistent low or mid-low 2:03s in qualifying so far. EVR Blue Streak with 2:03.572. Toaster Lord logging. They're clean. Oh my goodness, the aliasing on that tree. So 2:03.784. What is that? 2:04.193 from Big Block. Bet Druss with a 2:04.255. King Cameron with a 4:314. And looks like everybody improving ever so slightly. I gotta figure out what is going on with this game. Getting a lot of aliasing, but you know what? We're gonna keep rolling with it. Getting back on with VR Dwarf. He looks to lay down a slightly faster lap as Razor is hot on his tail. We'll see what Dwarf's final lap will look like. It'll be a 202.376, not an improvement. We're gonna get on with Razor to see if he can steal a pole position from Dwarf and the Jack Daniels number 24. Doesn't look like he was going to improve on that lap, so him and Drews decide to sling it into the wall. HYR Knight with a 202.753, Walshy with a 2.840, Rewar with a 3.019, Toaster Lord with a 3.490, Blue Streak with a 3.572, Big Block with a 4.193, That Druss with a 4.255. I completely skipped over King Cameron, but there he is with a 4.314. Exotic Forza with a 206.371, and Z28 Racer with a 7.695. My game is completely just died. Oh, there we go. Continue. All right, now the moment everyone has been waiting for. We're gonna take a little bit out of my hair. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and ready spectate and oh boy. Alright, it's running if you can't hear it. Oh god, should I do like... I should try and do like a checkered pattern. So let's just... You know what? Let's just go nuts with it. Let me make this larger so I can see what I'm doing to use my camera as a It's a little bit of a... Let's just do this. Yes, it begins. Get some tiger stripes going, you know what I mean? I can feel it. Just to leave this a little bit here. Oh my god, you can see it there. Woo! Yep, little bit by little bit. I look ridiculous. Yep. It's all coming off. Yeah, my bald spot's coming out right here. That's great. Just gonna go and cut all of the back that I can anyway. All right. I've oh my god, look at that. Jesus. My bald spot's coming out. All right, I think that's enough for right now. That looks ridiculous. I'll probably go straight down the center too. Yep. There we go. Alright, I look like I've been mauled by a bear. This side needs more love. So let's just go like that. And like that. There we go. Alrighty. I gotta save the rest for the race. Jesus. I'm gonna have to vacuum up all this anyway. Alrighty. For those that are tuning in and have no idea what I'm doing, so I lost a bet. And part of that bet is me having to shave my head. I look ridiculous. So, Boiled Bird better get his little bird butt in here and take a look. So, I think I look properly ridiculous right now. So, yeah, buddy, Cherry, yeah. Yep, I lost a bet and my hair's gone. So if Boiled Bird's not in here, he better be, because this is what he made me do by finishing a race. Jesus, oh my goodness, that bald spot. Oh my god. Alrighty, so Dwarf is the current pole sitter, followed by Razor. Then we had, I think that was it. Yep. I've been waiting for this. Yeah, I think a lot of people have been waiting for it. Look, I'm a man of my word. If I make a bet and it says, look, I'm gonna shave my head, shaving my head. Just look at this, dude. Look. Now I'm 30 and going bald, so like, it's just insane. The little smiley face, I think, on this side is what really does it for me. I gotta keep that. Yeah. Doing little bits at a time. Alrighty. Let's get back into the race and get my terrible haircut out of here. So my head even feels weird. So Dwarf in pole position. Razor right behind Dwarf. Followed by HYR Knight. EVR Walshy. EVR Rewar. Toaster Lord. Blue Streak. Big Block 440 4960. That Druce. The crazy aliasing that I'm having with my camera right now. King Camera 1607. Oh, okay. My graphics card might be going. That's not good. Exotic Forza. Z28 Racer 432. And Waterfur 611351. Yeah, I do not know what is going on. I could probably do a bit more while we wait, but I want to shave the rest of it off at the end of the race. So, everyone getting their tires warmed up. Quite a long pace lap, of course, but everyone's gonna get doubled up here. Probably even take a picture and show people what it looks like before we get rolling in the Discord. Yeah, let me go ahead and do that. We have quite a bit of time left. Alrighty, sorry couldn't get that quite done. We have 52 laps here at Road America. I can't believe I missed it. Oh no! No, you'll see it, don't worry. And away we go. Round 6 of the IEC NASCAR Cup Series is underway. You know what? I'll even do this for you. We'll even do this so you can kind of see what it looks like. Is I don't really need to have my headphones on right now, so I'll just kind of do this and kind of talk a little bit as we have Dwarf holding off Razor for the time being for pole position. Rewar making a jump on Walshy. Actually, Walshy seems to be losing quite a bit of time and positions. He's already fallen almost out of the top 10. Here comes Exotic Forza Waterford coming through a bit high. I don't know what is going on with my game right now. That is frustrating, but we're gonna get back to the live. Let's see, Razor still all over the tail end of Dwarf. HYR Knight hanging in there as well. Following this large group of cars from 8th on back. However, our focus will be on these top 3 drivers here. And it looks like there may be a... No, there's not. Okay. Whoa! EVR Rewar goes blitzing into the wall with 7% engine damage. My goodness. Comes flying out of nowhere. Looks like he forgot to brake, or I'm not exactly sure what happened as he goes flying into turn 12. And I think that is going to bring out a caution. So without further ado, we're gonna take off a couple. We're gonna take off a little bit more here. Two Stone, you still here? We're gonna take off a little bit more, because why not? I'm gonna do this side. We'll take all this off. So, while we're under caution, Z28 Racer and EVR Rewar. Rewar looked like he just completely plowed through turn 12. So Take this up here. These are not great at all. None of that cut. There we go. I don't think anyone has pit just yet, as we're still doing our a pace lap, and it looks like we've doubled up. So I'm gonna go ahead and hide the camera now. And stand up and clean all this gunk out. All this hair and stuff that's coming out and getting stuck in the razor. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, we are back after an incident with, I think, Rewar and Z28 Racer. We are going to take the green flag, lap 4 here. Not a whole lot of changes in the running order just yet, other than, I think, Walshy falling behind outside of the top 5. Razor getting a pretty considerable jump on Dwarf here. Dwarf gets a bit loose. Oh no, and goes careening through the grass. A light touch from that Druce, I believe, sent all of that happening. Unfortunate turn of events here for VR Dwarf, falling all the way down into 11th place. He will attempt to make his way back up through the grid here. I wish I knew what was going on with my game. However, I think it's only on my end, thankfully. Except I see it in the recording, so it's probably something with the servers. I'm not sure, but we're gonna keep an eye on this pack of Walshy and Exotic Forzas. Walshy gets just in front of him. He has a VR Dwarf directly behind him, making the pass right before Canada corner here. Oh my goodness, looks like Exotic Forza might have gotten into the back of Dwarf here. Exotic will lose a position based off of that. We check back up on our front runner of Razor, and there's a three-way fight for second place brewing up here as HYR Knight is peeking the nose to the inside, thinking about a move, decides against it at the last second here. potentially to hold HY or Toaster Lord behind them as well, and might go for a move into turn 5 through the Moraine sweep. We'll see what this run looks like here. So everyone gets through turn 6. A little bit of rev bombing there. Sounded like a miss shift. I'm gonna check to see if there's any engine or transmission damage on either of these cars. Oh my goodness, that rev bombing was from HYR Knight here with 4% engine damage on a bit of a miss shift, I believe. As we will continue racing, obviously, but HYR Knight is going to be down on power tremendously through the straightaways and even through the exit of the majority of these corners as they come through the kink now. Gonna have to make the most of whatever draft that they are able to hold on to here. And really have to get that power down earlier than that Druce through these corners. Taking a bit of a better line through turn 14 here, but unfortunately we're going to see that difference in power availability as HYR Knight's just going to get walked down the straightaway. As they come side by side into turn 1, Toaster Lord locking in on the outside. And oh my goodness, that was a large pack of cars right behind them as well. From 5th on back is another freight train of cars, and Dwarf up into 7th place after falling down to 11th. We're going to continue watching to see how HYR Knight gets along with being down a tremendous amount of power as we see Dwarf making a move into 6th position. Hard on the brakes, all three of these cars all over the bumper of that Druce of the number 57 Bass Pro Shops Toyota. I wish my camera didn't freak out like this as much as it has been, but just please do bear with me. As Razor continues to pull off from the rest of the field, and Dwarf is trying to get back up into position, picking up another place back up into the top 5. So we'll see him join this this fight momentarily right behind Toaster Lord as we see him at the bottom of the screen there, coming through the kink, and is really driving rather well, I should say. As it looks like that Druce has cooked the corner just a little bit, and HYR Knight will get around in 2nd place. Toaster Lord getting sideways through turn 13. And here's VR Dwarf right behind Toaster Lord, not where Toaster Lord wants to be. Had quite a gap to the pack behind them, and now has a car that he has to worry about. And Dwarf looked to be feigning to the inside there. Lap 7 of 52 down. Dwarf, of course, trying to get back up into the rear bumper of AMS Razor to give him a run for his money, as he seems to have some smooth sailing going on here. As Dwarf is definitely looking to pass maybe one car here into turn 5, and it looks like Toaster Lord is going to make the move. Dwarf moving out to the outside to capitalize on the lack of corner speed that Toaster Lord will have through turns 5 and 6, and will expertly get around him into 4th position. Now Dwarf has set his sights firmly on that Druce, and even though HYR Knight has 4% engine damage after a bit of a misshift, I'd imagine. They're still pulling away from that Druce here. Maybe a difference in tire, I'm not sure. But Dwarf has been absolutely flying since the restart. Looking to get, uh-oh, Toaster Lord's into the barrier and sideways through the kink. He will hold on to it. But will lose 2 positions because of it. As we're going to get back on board with VER Dwarf as he... China for the win. Doc, Arkini, how's it going? You're gonna be shocked when I put my camera back on. So, half of my head is shaved right now and it looks absolutely ridiculous. As Dwarf is coming alongside of that Druce with the inside line here. We'll pick up 3rd place here as long as he gets through turn 1 nicely. And he does, and now he has to... Only half, those are rookie numbers. Yeah, I wanted to shave it all, but, and eventually I'm going to. But long story short, I lost a bet. How's it going, Boiled Bird? Speaking of the devil, and he shall appear. Boiled Bird had DNF'd basically every race, up until... 2 weeks ago, and I was talking crazy in the Discord, and I was like, look, if I'll shave my head if Boiled Bird finishes Indianapolis, and well, he did, and I'm in the process of shaving my head here as we're gonna turn our attention back to VR Dwarf trying to get around because I kept getting slimed by people. Yeah, that's fair. As Dwarf tries to get around HYR Knight here, and it looks like won't be able to get it through the kink, but definitely through Kettle Bottoms and Canada Corner coming up. As you see, Dwarf already looking to the inside, hard onto the brakes, decides against it at the last second. However, that has upset HYR Knight. Maybe it's time you slime them people. Yeah. Maybe. Because Waterford jumps into the pits. On lap 8. We'll go ahead and check on... Actually, we're not going to. As Dwarf has an insane run on Knight. Down the start-finish straight. Will clear Knight. And now Dwarf is back into 2nd place. Now we can take a quick moment to look at tire and fuel consumption from our race leader, AMS Razor. 29%, the front left, the tire to watch here, and 50% fuel. 29 and 37 from Dwarf, a bit of a different fuel strategy here. 28 and 57 from HYR Knight. 29 and 55 from that Druce. EVR Walshy and the Finding Nemo number 2 at 29 and 49 respectively. As we're gonna lock in on this battle 4. Let's take a look at this battle for 4th raging on between Nat Druce and EVR Walshy. Walshy, of course, looking to get back into the top 3. Walshy getting a bit squirrely through the kink. Will look to do everything he is able to get around that Druce, and includes a dive into Canada Corner. Leaves them a little bit of room on the exit, and will get into 4th position here. We'll see if Druce has a counterattack down the start-finish straightaway here. as that Drews is in an EVR sandwich right now. Drews might have a run coming up here. My bet is on the Supreme Leader Razor. We will see. And I don't think Drews has it. It looks like King Cameron getting past Blue Streak here. We'll see that distance to the leader is 4 seconds. We're going to get back onto this battle for 4th. As that Drews is still trying to get a counterattack on EVR Walshy. Yeah, the texture stuff is annoying me, but we shall continue on, ladies and gentlemen. As Walshy continues to hold off Drews, and now Rewar enters the chat to try and get around that Drews as well. Uh-oh, Drews getting a little squirrely on the exit of the carousel here, opening up a fantastic attacking opportunity for Rewar, and he's definitely taking it. Might solidify the pass here, almost running him clean off the track, taking out a WeatherTech board. Drews holding on to it as Rewar goes off the track just a little bit, trying to hold on to the position as best as he can, but it looks like Rewar is going to just barely clear him. As Toaster Lord's getting a front row seat to this battle here, as Rewar continues to hold the inside to that Drews. Both drivers hard onto the brakes. Rewar might come out in a better position, almost squeezing that Drews off the track, and will hopefully solidify 5th. Uh-oh, a little bit of a mistake on corner entry from Rewar, and will lose 5th. So now he has to do it all over again. Battle for 3rd heating up in front of these two. Let's see. They go through turn 5 composed. Knight trying to hold off Walshy, and as if you remember before, Knight is carrying 4% engine damage after a little bit of a misshift. Doesn't seem to be hurting Knight that badly, as the gap to the leader has fallen to 3 seconds from Dwarf. We're gonna watch these two go through the kink, and then we'll check on where did that Drews go? What happened to that Drews? Something happened to Drews, and he's fallen out of the top 5 and 6, and Rewar has cleared him. Unsure of what has exactly happened there, as again we check back on this battle as we were trying to find that Drews, and Walshy has cleared HYR Knight again with a slight power advantage. Coming down the start-finish line, even through the kink and then the Marine sweep as we come through here. Gap to the leader is now 2.2 seconds from Razor and Dwarf. So as soon as that... Oh, we are under caution. Okay. Alrighty, so Arcania, Boiled Bird, now I get to shave a little more of my hair off as we are parking up and getting the rest of the grid. So I'm gonna go ahead and walk in and do this one real quick. That's all screwed up. There we go. Alrighty, boiled bird, are you ready? This is how I look right now. Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. I'm bald. Do you see my bald spot out in full display? We're gonna go ahead and continue taking this side up a little further. So actually, I kind of want to sweep this over. That I think is the end of stage 1 actually. That is the end of stage 1, and Razor will take a stage 1 victory. It's a beautiful run by Razor. So we will have a quick break here as I continue to shave my head and look absolutely ridiculous. Yeah, I know, right? I got a little frowny face here if you can't see. So we're gonna take all this off and then we'll see. We'll see how many people decide to pit. Probably everybody as night comes tearing through the field. But away we go. Good lord. Now this is peak content? Yeah, now this is pod racing. Tonight on IEC, a man shaves his head, a man forgets how to brake, Pace lap so wrong, D-Rice started shaving his hair. I needed a haircut anyway, but this is not what I wanted to do. Definitely not what I had in mind for a haircut. Yeah, look at this, dude. Screenshot that. Forza servers have me like less downforce, more straight line speed. Yeah, I'm running min. I'm getting ready to run Le Mans, so I gotta take all of this off. I missed a spot. Missed a big spot. Is everybody will decide to go ahead and pit with the exception of Waterford. Oh, Waterford has to get a lap back. Weight reduction, yeah. I'm getting a buff so I can be fast. How did the rest of TASCAR go? There were 17 cautions and yeah, it was nuts. As the field comes through, yeah, it was insane. Jesus Christ. Alrighty. I'm gonna... Got a little bit of hair there, so let me stand up and clean all of this off of me real quick, and then I'll show you what the rest of it looks like. Is really coming along now. All right. Let's put this back on and I'll show you my brand new haircut. Alrighty. So let's go ahead and do this. And just kind of take this. There we go. This is a high society haircut right here, dude. That middle part. Oh, baby. Yeah. Jesus. Think you deserve the honor of naming this haircut? Who, me? Or boiled bird? If I'm gonna name it, this is the boiled bird. The high boiled bird fade right here. Possibly the first ever person. Yeah. And we'll just kind of do that. And here we go. Oh my god, DMS Dan, how's it going? Yeah, yeah, it's a look. My pinky does not touch. You see this? My pinky does not touch my controller, okay? I gotta get like hair gel and really like slick it back. Oh my god, there's hair all over my controller. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we're getting back to green flag racing here at IEC. Just finished up stage 1. I bet the posers will copy that cut in no time, yeah. Alright, so stage 1 victory goes to AMS Razor. We have till the start of lap 22 for stage 2. And away we go. It'll go viral on TikTok. Probably. I don't know. If it goes viral, I'll take it. As looks like Dwarf will lose out one position at least. Yeah, at least one position on the restart there. Let's double check that HYR Knight was able to repair their engine damage. They did. So they'll be going full bore, thankfully. We'll see how many crazy things happen through turn 5 here. Nothing insane by the looks of it. Where the boiled bird, he's 2002 Ford Taurus. So he wasn't able to make the race, but he gets a front row seat to watching me completely shave my head here. So let's see how many people called my bluff. Nobody. Okay, nice. Yeah, he's there. 2002 Ford Taurus is boiled. Oh, HYR Knight goes a little wide through the kink. Let's lock back in here. HYR Knight will lose 2 positions. Dwarf will go back up into 2nd place. We're gonna get a look at Walshy and the run in front. Z28 Racer's going a bit slow here. Let's check to see if there's any damage on his car. There is not. Get back up into the fight for... Knight was feeling that French pressure. Yeah. There was a baguette that was thrown onto the track, and it took out Knight. Or maybe a cigarette, I don't know. Don't smoke, children. Just don't smoke at all. As now the fight for the lead is on. Dwarf is right back on the tail end of Razor, making sure that Razor cannot pick up another another stage victory here, as he's looking to the outside, maximizing those track limits as much as possible to carry some speed up here. Still can't quite get around him. He's trying everything he is, oh my goodness, everything that he is able to. We're gonna check on the rest of the field really quickly, as Walshy's joining the fight as well. It's only 3/10 behind Dwarf. Definitely well within the draft, so it'll look it'll be a good look as long as he can nail it, not go wide. There goes Dwarf, a move to the outside of Kettle Bottoms here, trying to get around Razor, and we might have a lead change. Razor's leaving him some space. But can't quite get the pass done here. Trying to get the power down early to get a phenomenal run on Razor through the start-finish straight. And it looks like he's going to, but it looks like HYR Knight is wanting back into the podium. We're gonna watch how this unfolds as Knight feigns a move on Walshy to try and unsettle the no. I dropped my controller. Okay, we're back. Whew. Nemo, yes, Nemo spotted. Walshy has a Finding Nemo paint. Bit of an odd choice, but it's very well done. I will say, indubitably done. I can say that now that I have that ridiculous, like, high society, middle part. This Dwarf is all over Razor, trying to get the pass completed. Can't quite get the job done yet. We did see a passing opportunity through Canada Corner, turn 12, which is coming up after the carousel and after the kink here. We're gonna see he's lining him up. Oh no, Razor goes off track. The pressure has gotten to Razor, and Razor will lose 2 positions, potentially 3, depending on where Toaster Lord is. Will lose 3 positions, and your new race leader is VER Dwarf. Followed closely by Walshy. China fumbled under French pressure. That may be true, and you see Dwarf is covering that inside as much as he can. He knows Walshy has the draft. Walshy's still thinking about going for it, maybe feigning a move. That might not work, and it looks like it hasn't. Dwarf sitting cool and calm under pressure here as the battle for the lead continues to rage on, minus an AMS Razor, who might get... Uh-oh, HYR Knight's wanting to be in second place. He's got to run on the inside of Walshy. It's going to come down to whoever gets on the... Ooh, Knight almost getting into the quarter panel of Dwarf through turn 5 here. And Knight is back into second place as we continue to watch, see if there's any damage on the AMS Razor car. There is not. Let's get back to this three-way battle for the lead between Dwarf, Knight, and Walshy. I have to stop making bets. I think this is the second time this year that I've shaved my head as Knight goes wide through the kink. No, out of the carousel. Recovers nicely. Walshy looking for a passing opportunity into Canada corner. Can't quite get it done as Blue Streak makes a pass on King Cameron for 7th position. Knight catching a little bit of the grass on the on that entry of turn 13, and is almost fallen out of the draft of VER Dwarf, and I believe has, for now, out of the draft. So Dwarf will continue to run away with stage 2 potentially. 7 tenths, 6 tenths, still 7 tenths. Oh my goodness, was that Walshy? Walshy's off in the grass. No, Walshy. Razor will pick up a position. Toaster Lord will pick up a position. As the pressure is getting to everybody here. Razor back up into a podium position. HYR Knight now firmly out of the draft of VER Dwarf. 4 laps to go in the stage. Dwarf looking to mitigate the points that Razor gained with that stage 1 victory. A helicopter shot of Knight coming through the kink. Let's take a look at Razor getting sideways through the kink. Here comes Toaster Lord. Toaster Lord is going to have a run and a potential attack through Canada corner. Sees the gap, kind of goes for it, forcing Razor wide. Now the battle for third is on. Both of these drivers trying to push as hard as they can to catch back up to HYR Knight, now with a 2-second gap to HYR Knight. AMS Razor has an exotic Forza going into the pits a bit early. Toaster Lord 3 tenths behind Razor. Fight for the podium continues on. 3 laps remaining in the stage. My head itches right now. There's little uncut hairs all over the place and cut hairs everywhere else, as Razor looked to have made a mistake through the braking zone of turn 5. He's probably looking in his rear view mirror and overcooked it. That's going to cost him the time that he made up to Toaster Lord here. So fans are stacking the hill up at, where is this? Hurry Downs, to watch these competitors race here. Looks like the gap between first and second is starting to... Oh no, Razor's off. Not again. The pressure from Toaster Lord's getting to Razor here. So he is overdriving the car to try and make up any time from Toaster Lord, and it's costing him more time than it's really gaining him here. All Toaster Lord has to do in this situation is sit back and wait for Razor to make a major mistake to capitalize on it, to take third place in the stage 2, of which we have 2 laps remaining. I'm going to check in on this battle for 8th, as King Cameron and that Druce, after a bit of a mistake by that Druce earlier on in the stage, has fallen down, and Druce is turning this into a Formula Drift event right behind King Cameron to stay on him. We're going to turn our attention back to the battle for third. Toaster Lord has to have a sizable run through the Moraine sweep, and doesn't quite look to have it. A little bit of dirt there on the apex of turn 5, but that doesn't affect the cars here in the digital world of Forza, as we continue to have some graphical artifacts coming through, but the race still goes on. HYR Knight picking 2 tenths up from Dwarf, picking up another 10th. Is there any damage on the car of Dwarf? No, there's not. Maybe a slight mistake from Dwarf, not expecting to see HYR Knight in his rear view mirror. So we watch these two go through the kink. Razor going through the grass and hitting the barrier. This is the exact mistake Toaster Lord needed to wait for, and he has. Toaster Lord moving up into a podium position. Oh my goodness, Razor not having a fantastic stage 2 so far, going from first all the way down to 4th, as there has to be a counterattack mounted at some point. Here comes Razor, here comes Toaster Lord. Razor looking to the inside, gets alongside of Toaster Lord, has the preferred line coming into turn 1. Let's hope he doesn't overcook the brakes again. Leaves plenty of space for Toaster Lord on the outside. Still side by side. Razor continuing to defend from Toaster Lord. Still side by side down the Moraine sweep. Razor has the inside, which is where he would prefer to be. Toaster Lord trying to get a switchback, but not enough track space to get it done, as Razor claws his way back into third place. This being the battle to watch on track right now, is both of these drivers pushing their cars to the absolute limit. Razor may be pushing that car a bit too hard, has gone off at the kink the last 3 laps, is looking to end that streak here and keep it on track so he doesn't have to worry about a counterattack from Toaster Lord. Let's see if he's able to do it. Maybe lifting a little bit to make sure he doesn't get into the grass there. Keeps it clean through the kink. As we come through Kettle Bottoms, there's EVR Walshy coming back up into the top 5. Evidently, there's a 2-minute gap to Dwarf and Knight. Dwarf and Knight. However, Dwarf will be your stage 2 winner, followed by Knight. And it will be a drag race to the line as to who gets third place here. Toaster Lord deciding against it. And that will be stage 2, ladies and gentlemen. Wow, what a fight. Razor having to lock in extra hard here to keep third place, to keep on the podium. And while we are taking these scores for stage 2, we will take off more hair. So as I mentioned before, I'm keeping this until the end. Bad stage for China, yeah, just a little bit. That looks absolutely atrocious, my goodness gracious. I really accentuated my bald spot here. So let's do this side this time. Actually, 1 second. Alrighty. So Dwarf takes a stage 2 victory here. I look completely insane. We're gonna do this side. No. I can't see. I gotta move my... Boiled Bird Low Fade is getting an upgrade. Yeah, buddy. That looks fine. I have the split R9 going right now. The Boiled Bird 9. There we go. That's what I'm calling this. This little bit here, I'm saving until the absolute end. Everything else has got to go. I look like I got mauled by a bear. Let's do... Missed that spot. I'd probably just get the back. Keep the Boiled Bird 9, yeah. Everyone who isn't in on what's going on is probably like, what the heck is going on? No! I didn't want to cut that part. Yeah. I actually am going bald. Boiled Bird, how dare you? I need to get this to the center so I can see what's going on. Aww. You know what, that's fine. I'll keep it. Yeah, I messed it up. The Boiled Bird 9 is ruined. It's okay. We're doing fine, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not having a mental breakdown. I'm just fulfilling an end of a bet that I made and lost. Yeah. 4-2, yeah. Something like that. As we're gonna... get all this, we're gonna make sure we pay attention to who pits this time. I think everyone's gonna go in again. And it looks like everyone will be going in. Except Waterfur again. Just snatching chunks of hair out of my scalp. Probably should add that I don't have hardwood floors, so it's just a bunch of hair on carpet, and it looks insane right now. As it looks like, yeah, Waterford is the only one to not pit. So we're gonna do another pace lap. And away we will go for the final stage. Oh man, good luck getting that out. I have a pretty strong vacuum, so I should have no issue getting it out of here, which means I do have to vacuum. Although, to be fair, I've had to vacuum for a while, but that is neither here nor there. Yeah, that's what we look like right now, ladies and gentlemen. See what back looks like. Oh my god. Oh. Oh, good heavens. Got that stage 2 boiled bird going on. Rewar crashed. Did he really? No. Did I miss it? Okay. Rip. Jeez. Alright. Wipe all this crap off of me. We still have like half a lap. Going to lap 42 here. What is Waterford doing? Waterford really did not like that sign. Alrighty, stage 2 is in the books here, ladies and gentlemen. Oh no, Arcenia, those eggs are mega hard boiled. Yeah, just throw them away. They're done. If you forgot, they're cooked. Absolutely cooked. So, we're gonna get back to the action here. I think we're gonna have another pace lap actually. It looks like we are, so that Rewar can fix his car. You could say they're boiled birds, yeah. So Rewar's gonna fix his car. We have another lap to do more haircuts. So Dr. Ice the barber will get back into it. Can you imagine tuning in at this point thinking you're gonna watch like a chill stream and you just see this. And then you just click off. You're like, oh look, Dr. Ice is streaming. You know, it'll be a good race, and you just see like whatever this abomination going on is. It'll be hilarious. They'll be like, well, unfollow. Hold this down. You know what's awkward? It's died. If I have to go out in town and finish this buzz cut looking like this, Boiled Bird, I'm gonna find you and I'm gonna have some very choice words to say to you. One second, I'm gonna text my girlfriend to see if she can't find. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, stage 2 is complete. And we are underway for the final stage of... Yeah, I did come up with it. We're back underway for the final stage of round 6 of the IEC NASCAR Cup Series. Oh, I didn't even click it back on live. I'm sorry. So... It's like the battle between Rewart and Razor is back. HYR Knight is hot on the tail of VR Dwarf. Exotic Forza is DNF'd. Walshy's gotten in front of Rewar. Not a whole lot of action going on through the top 5 as I completely missed that Knight got a pass on Dwarf. So Knight is the new race leader coming into the final stage. And Dwarf has to find his way around HYR Knight now. King Cameron falling a bit behind the rest of the field. Actually, it's a... Oh. This big block goes a bit sideways through turn 6, I believe that was. Dwarf is going to have a drive of his life to catch up to HYR Knight. Knight has kicked it into a different gear altogether. And has already put half a second on Dwarf. Maybe they're on a different compound of tire. I don't know. We're going to have to take a look at that. I don't think they are. Maybe they're on the same compound of tire. Bro, get this guy out of here. Cranky accent, best viewers. I'm not buying viewers. So, nope. Thank you. So let's see, this battle for the top 5, or for 4th rather, should be heating up momentarily. So it looks like we're just going to keep an eye on VR Dwarf for a couple laps to see when he decides to go on his counterattack and get back into the lead. Checkered flag will fly at the end of lap 42. Or at the start of 42, white flag on lap 41. So we don't have a whole lot of time left here. In saying that as well, Razor has gotten into 4th place in front of Rewar. Rewar is looking to get a re-attack at some point, as long as Razor can keep it off the grass through the kink. Our front runners continue to push 2.5 seconds. 2.6 is the gap from 2nd to 3rd. Waterford in the pits again. I'm gonna check to see if he has any damage. Just quickly. 1.1 engine damage. Nothing to really write home about, as the battle for the lead continues to heat up. So we're on lap 28 of 42 here, of 41 rather. Dwarf continuing to keep the distance between him and Knight to a minimum. Might just be sizing up Knight for a potential pass in the next coming laps. However, the battle for third seems to be heating up with a large train of cars behind AMS Razor. Notably Walshy in the draft, Reward just outside of the draft. We've got to within a tenth. We might see a passing opportunity through the Marine sweep into turn 5 this lap. We'll see if Dwarf is going to try and make it happen. Might be a bit too far back, and it looks like he is. So he will pull out of that passing opportunity. Checking back on the battle for third here. Dwarf remaining within 2/10 of the leader, HYR Knight, after a shocking pass for the lead by HYR Knight a couple laps ago. A large train of EVR cars behind AMS Razor as Walshy goes into the wall and into the grass through the kink. Dwarf within a tenth of a second of Knight. Definitely buying his time, and it's inevitable that there will be a passing opportunity. Still all over the bumper of HYR Knight, trying to pressure them into making a mistake. Both of these drivers very composed. As you see, there's no change to their lines or their driving style, even given anything that happens. And Dwarf's looking to the inside and decides against it at the last second to try and upset HYR Knight. But it doesn't seem to have had any effect on them. And something happened to the rest of the EVR cars as they were all behind Razor, and now they are 8th, 9th, and 10th respectively. As HYR Knight is going to come up on some lapsed traffic from Waterford, and that's going to throw a cog in their battle as both of them try to get around him. HYR Knight's pushed out wide, and Dwarf goes diving to the inside to get around Waterford, and they both get around him without much issue. So there's now 10 laps to go in the race. Battle continues to heat up. We'll see what they look like as far as fuel and tires. They will be able to make it to the end if I can do math correctly. Let's take a look at AMS Razor. Razor might have to pit in the next couple of laps. I don't know. And here comes Dwarf on the inside of turn 5. This is the pass we were waiting on. HYR Knight's going to go on a re-attack, and we'll have the inside of turn number 6, and will retake the lead from Dwarf. Continue to battle it out here as my live timing is just completely decided to stop working, as Razor for whatever reason has a 2 minute gap to Dwarf, as Knight will cover the inside, Dwarf around the outside for turn 1. Dwarf trying to put the power down early. Knight giving him plenty of space there on the outside as they continue to run side by side into turn 2. Now Dwarf is going to have the inside for turn 5, as long as he can get the side draft from Knight. There goes Dwarf on the inside, later on the brakes than Knight. Knight trying to get another switchback done, but will not have the track space to get back alongside of Dwarf for the lead. So with 9 laps to go, Dwarf retakes the lead from HYR Knight. Now Knight has to formulate a plan to get back in front of VER Dwarf. Both drivers not wanting to risk it through the kink. Knight has an incredible run coming through Kettle Bottoms here into Canada Corner, but Dwarf will have the inside covered. And this will be an absolute fight to the end between these two. Dwarf still covering that inside line, trying to keep Knight from going on a counterattack. Knight can't quite, or decides against going around the outside of Dwarf through turn 1. So we'll go single file through turns 1 and 2. And if there's a time for Knight to attempt to pass Dwarf, it would be here. But Dwarf is driving right down the middle of the racing surface, goes back onto the preferred line. Here comes Knight feigning a move. Dwarf doesn't buy it and continues running away. Continuing to stay within 2/10 of the rear bumper of Dwarf. Both drivers driving a bit more reserved through this third sector here. So they continue to find any place that they can to make up time on the car, either in front or behind. Really a lot of trust goes into driving. Oh no, his Knight goes into the grass. Huge mistake from HYR Knight. Will potentially lose a position because of this, but Razor goes into the pits because he had underfueled at the end of stage 2 and is really pushing those tires to the absolute limit. Now Dwarf can breathe a sigh of relief as he has now a 5-second gap to HYR Knight after that major mistake done by Knight on the final corner, trying to push the braking zone a little too much and catches the grass with that worn front left, and it just pushes the car straight off the racing surface. It's absolutely devastating for HYR Knight. It was a beautiful, beautiful run for them. And I think Dwarf is going to take this one home. That Drew's also deciding to pit. Razor not losing a whole lot of track position due to having to pit, under fueling the car at the stage 2 pit stop. See if we can't find some action on track for the ladies and gentlemen watching at home. So it should be blue streak, and that Drews will be locked into a battle for 7th in the next coming laps. Such a massive gap from our podium of Dwarf, Knight, and Toaster Lord. Razor sitting about 25 seconds back from Toaster Lord. So we're going to try and find something here. My goodness, I wish I had an instant replay function there to really understand exactly what happened. As Toaster Lord's going to go into the pits now in 3rd place, which will bring AMS Razor and Walshy back into contention for a podium spot. The rest of the drivers, I think Dwarf is going to try and push out the last 7 laps on these tires. I don't think it's going to be possible. Really waiting on HYR Knight to make that decision. This is where you really have to gamble with strategy and decide how far you're willing to push that car as Razor comes back into a podium position. Really have to balance how much time you anticipate to lose to the car behind. If you're the leader deciding to go ahead and pit with between 6 and 7 laps remaining in the race, As we continue to watch Dwarf, we're going to keep an eye on him as the battle for 6th, as a matter of fact, comes into fruition between Rewar and Blue Streak here. And Dwarf coming around the last corner now. We're going to see if he decides to pit. And then we'll see if HYR Knight, yes, Dwarf will pit. Will HYR Knight follow suit? HYR Knight will. So it's a splash and dash with new tires all the way around for these two drivers to make it to the end, which means Razor, I think Razor's too far back to jump either of these two cars, but we're going to ride along with him to see how much time he is able to pick up. And if this means anything for the for a change in the podium position here, as Road America does have a considerably long pit lane, as Razor did pit the lap before. Dwarf is out of the pits. Here comes Knight. Knight is also out of the pits, and here comes Razor, full speed bearing down on Knight. So a potential battle for 2nd place will be forming. We're going to get back onto now the battle for 5th. So it looks like Knight is a bit slow coming down the Moraine Straight. Definitely with enough fuel and tire to get to the end now. So we're going to watch Razor try and make up as much time to HYR Knight as possible. AMS Razor, of course, on a bit scrubbed tires in comparison to the brand new tires of Knight and Dwarf, as we have only a handful of laps to go here for round 6 of the IEC NASCAR Cup Series. All it takes is one mistake from Knight, and Knight will potentially lose that 2nd place spot. Razor needs all the points he is able to get in order to keep the gap in points in check between him and Razor. Razor, of course, number 2 in points. Rewar actually sitting 1st place in points with 231. Razor with 227 and Dwarf with 210. Of course, the pole position and fastest lap. Pole position, fastest lap, and stage victories have not been accounted for yet. But we will watch and see what happens, as it looks like there's a stopped car in turn 1 of Waterford. Might have gone off track just a little bit, as the gap between Knight and Razor sits at a solid 1.2 seconds between these two. It's only 4 laps to go in the race. It's looking really good for Dwarf. Not looking too hot for Rewar, sitting in 5th place. Dwarf makes a bit of a mistake on the exit of the carousel, but that shouldn't cost him too much time. Cost him about 2 tenths, 3 tenths, 4 tenths to HYR Knight. Razor still sitting at a solid 1.253 second interval to HYR Knight. as it continues to come down to the wire. Little bit of a battle for fourth position between Toaster Lord and Rewar. Blue Streak trying to join that battle as well, but currently sitting 6/10 behind his teammate of Rewar. Both of these drivers, actually all three of the drivers being teammates in Mile High Racing, both sitting, or all three of them sitting around the same position points wise. However, Rewar is our current points leader. Then it will be Blue Streak right behind him, and then Toaster Lord, which is leading this pack here. Toaster Lord taking a bit of a better line through turn 7, picking up another maybe 10th on Rewar. Razor losing another 2/10 on HYR Knight as the race slowly winds down to the final remaining 3 laps. Next time by is Rewar going a bit wide through the kink. Definitely carrying more speed through the corner than Toaster Lord. Going to see how all of this plays out. This battle for fourth continuing as we have 2 laps remaining in the race. For your top 5 as it stands right now is VER Dwarf, HYR Knight, AMS Razor, Toaster Lord, who we are currently on board with, and Rewar. Rewar looking to pick up a couple more points, trying to get past Toaster Lord, but eventually these team points will all matter, of course, with Phantom Motorsports in the lead with 505 points. Mile High Racing, you see 3 of the drivers on screen representing Mile High Racing, behind them with 471 points. Both Razor and Dwarf are driving for Phantom Motorsports, and we have HYR Knight currently racing for, if I can find them, HYR Knight is not racing with a team. Oh, I completely missed the pass that Rewar did on Toaster Lord. So Rewar will jump into 4th place. Toaster Lord's gonna try and get a counterattack going here. Toaster Lord lifting a little bit through the kink. Rewar covering that inside through Canada corner. Toaster Lord trying to get a switchback. Excellent drive out of the corner, coming through turn 13, almost side by side. Toaster Lord might have a passing opportunity here at turn 1, depending on how well he can get the power down out of turn 13. And Rewar instinctively covers the inside, expecting a run. When Toaster Lord's right behind him as Rewar is swerving all over the track. We have now 2 laps to go here. Round 6 of the IEC NASCAR Cup Series. This Toaster Lord's trying everything he can to get around Rewar. He's going to try and get him here at turn 5. That gap is looking about 0.2 of a second. And of course, the closer you get to a car, the better that slipstream is. But it doesn't seem to be really helping him here, as they will go single file into turn 5. I'm going to keep an eye on our leaders here, VR Dwarf and HYR Knight and AMS Razor, as they all come through the carousel. White flag next time by. As long as all three of these drivers can keep it on the track, they will finish in their respectable positions here. Looks like Toaster Lord might have made a mistake behind Rewar and is about to drop out of the draft for this very crucial back stretch here. And now Blue Streak has entered the chat for the battle for 5th position here. Now Toaster Lord has to shift his focus away from catching Rewar to keeping Blue Streak behind him. Really early on the power from Toaster Lord, and that's going to cost him a bit of top end speed here as they come flying down to take the white flag from our invisible flag waver there in the top. Toaster Lord's covering the inside. He's continuing to hold off Blue Streak here. Blue Streak might be looking to the inside here, giving him a little bit of a bump draft through turn 2. And they're side by side as they come down to turn 5. Blue Streak might have a bit of an advantage. Toaster Lord dips in behind him to get as much of that draft as he can. And here comes Toaster Lord with a counterattack into turn 5. Pulls out at the last second. So Blue Streak might have just solidified a top 5 finishing position. He's got another lap to do it as Reward goes wide through turn 6. It's going to be a 4-way battle for 4th as all 3 of these drivers come through the carousel. It's really crucial to get through the kink smoothly and safely without incident this last time, and I think Blue Streak just went wide. He did not. We're going to watch all 3 of these drivers go through the kink for the final time. And Toaster Lord will get sideways into the grass, will hold on to it, and that he can say goodbye to a top 5 finishing position, as we're going to go ahead and get with our race leader, VER Dwarf. Will take the win, followed by HYR Knight and AMS Razor for your top 3. We're going to get back into this this battle for 4th, as it might turn into a bit of a drag race by the looks of it, as Rewar will cross the line in 4th, Blue Streak in 5th, and Toaster Lord in 6th. What a beautiful performance by all of the drivers here. VR Dwarf throwing a little bit of a celebratory drift here on the Moraine Straight, as we're going to actually check on the rest of the field for their finishing position. So King Cameron will finish in 7th. That Druce will finish barely in 8th, followed by EVR Walshy, followed by Big Block 440 496.0 and Z28 Racer 432 seem to have gotten a bit loose through the kink there. So we're going to wait to see if and when VR Dwarf will conduct his celebratory burnout. solidifying another win in the series. As he will come down the start-finish stretch, and we have all of our eyes on our race winner here, VER Dwarf. He's gonna burn it down and throw some donuts for us. And here we go. What a lovely race by VER Dwarf, and of course HYR Knight, and AMS Razor as well. So I will not be conducting any interviews this go around. I do apologize, as I do have quite a bit of a mess to clean up here in the office. However, I do thank every one of you guys for turning up for the race. Thank you to the competitors for putting on a fantastic show for us. Yeah, I've been your host, Dr. Ice, and I will, oh yeah, Toast Lord, you want to see this? It died. So I have to charge it. So I have to charge it while I clean this, and then, finish the rest of it. So I will be wearing a hat for the remainder of the day, but yes. Definitely worth it. Anyway, I've been your host. I will see you guys next week for... Where are we going next week? A little bit of throwback race at Sunset. Let's go, baby. So I'll see you guys. Oh, of course. Yeah, yeah, buddy. Alrighty. Yep, you guys have a good one. I'll see y'all next Saturday night, evening, morning, whatever time it ends up being, wherever you are. It will be Saturday evening for me, and yeah, looking forward to the Sunset Throwback race. So, y'all have a good one.